Okay, so like I said, pull out a piece of paper, put a short-term goal on there that you want to happen within like the next 2 to 3 months. So Amber, she wants to go Emerald. You're totally going to do it. I can already see that now. But like I said, put it in the chat because I want you guys to just like cheer each other on and always clap for each other and be in each other's corner, because I think one of the most important things in this business is having sideline sisters, having accountability, having that type of thing, because I can honestly tell you, like, if I didn't have that, I probably still wouldn't be in this business. You know what I mean? Because trust me, like, we all go through hard things. We all go through hardships. Like, literally, no one has a perfect life. So when you have that person that's going to, like, hold you accountable of your dream that you just wrote down or posted in the chat, you're going to be like, okay, like, this is why I started. Like, this is what I need. I said this was going to happen, so I'm going to make it happen. Like, I'm not going to let myself down. And say, you know, like, next month or the month after, like, maybe you didn't hit that goal, but as long as you put every single ounce of you into that goal, and you can honestly go to bed at night knowing that you did everything you could, be proud of that. Hold on to that. Because I feel like so often, like, we put timelines on things, which is great. Like, you need to have your goals out there. You need to have, you know, when you want to accomplish them, things like that. But it's okay to fail. But as long as you're failing with knowing that you did everything you could to try and make it happen. Like, if you're just failing because you're lazy, then, I mean, that's self-explanatory, right? So that kind of goes in a sense, with my first topic of branding yourself and branding your business. And I'm sure y'all are like, what are you talking about? So branding yourself, like, Jenny, she's a mom. She's about to have a baby. Allie, she's a teacher. Brittany, she's a stay-at-home mom, has 2 kids. Amber, she's a mom, has like 3 jobs. Amanda, she's a stay-at-home mom. She just had a baby. So honestly, a lot of you are very relatable just in this small group by yourself. Like, Allie's a teacher, but so is Amber. And then a lot of you guys have kids, but Allie doesn't have kids type thing. So you all relate to each other. So like the people who are following you, don't forget that they're following you. Like, they started following you because they know you. They liked your content per se or whatever. Like, they started following you before it works. So don't ever forget that. Like, still incorporate your everyday life into this business. But branding yourself, like, incorporate that you're a mom. Incorporate, you know, if you're a single mom, whatever. If you are, like, if you're a teacher, anything like that. Like, I always incorporate that I work at a boutique. Like, I always tell people, like, that was my biggest dream for the longest time, was to work at a boutique or own my own boutique, which, fingers crossed, is something that will happen very soon. But I don't ever forget that. Like, I don't forget where I came from. And I like to tell my story a lot, and I think that's very important with branding. And you're probably wondering, well, Bailey, like, what's my story? I don't understand that. And I know Brittany has kind of, like, she kind of redid her why and all this stuff, and she sent it to me. It was really great. So if you want advice on that, definitely ask Brittany, because hers was very good. But your why. So your why is why you started. What brought you to this business? So for me, my why was my mom and my stepdad got a divorce, right? I had to move out on my own. I had 2 full-time jobs. I had just had to drop out of college because I no longer could afford it anymore. I was literally broke, and it came to the point that I had to choose my heart. Was my heart getting on social media, sharing health and wellness products with people, or was my heart being broke and not being able to pay bills? And I feel like so often we're like, well, I just can't do this because I'm not good at social media. You don't have to be good at social media. You just have to figure out what's your heart. How are you going to overcome it? You know, you can go out to your friend's house or out to Walmart or whatever and talk to people. I went to the post office today and sent out a bazillion samples, and she was like, what are you sending out? I'm like, ma'am, that's personal. Number 1, none of your business. Just kidding. And I told her, and she was like, I was like, have you ever heard it works before? And she was like, no. And then she came back. She was like, oh, wait, y'all have that patch, right? I was like, yeah, but we have a lot of other things too. And she's like, I'm really interested in that. So, like, don't ever be like, I feel like sometimes people get embarrassed to talk about their side gig or their side hustle. And when you're embarrassed to talk about it, you don't believe in it enough. You don't believe in yourself enough. And that's something that we all have to do. We have to start believing in ourselves and understanding that we can literally do anything and everything. So find your why you started this business. Also, I want you to talk about like what this business is going to do for you. What do you want it to do for you? So when I joined, I just wanted an extra $50 to help pick up a grocery tab or whatever. Like literally that's all I joined for. And now I make a full-time income from freaking social media, y'all. Like, trust me, if I can do it, anybody on the planet can do this and be successful at it. I'm no different than you guys. And so when I was talking about, what I wanted this business to do for me, shortly after that, this business started doing that for me. So I had to start dreaming bigger and bigger and bigger. And now I have people that just reach out to me and they're like, you're an inspiration. I read your posts. I want to be able to go fill up my gas tank and not have to look at my bank account. Like I want to do that because that's things I post about. Like I used to have to check my bank account and plan when I was going to fill up my gas tank because I didn't have enough money to do that. And sometimes even when I planned it, I still couldn't fill it up. I could only put $5 in it. And that's a relatable struggle nowadays. It's so relatable. So don't forget to talk about where you're going. And then once like these goals start happening for you, start dreaming bigger and bigger and bigger. Don't ever stop dreaming. And I want you guys to realize like no dream is too big. If you're going to put it out there and go freaking accomplish the dang thing. Because people are watching you. And I feel like so often when we message people and they're like, oh, Bailey, like, I'm not interested in your product. I'm like, okay, like, I don't, like, sorry, I was offering it to you type thing. Like, that's fine. But when somebody tells you no, it's not no forever. And it's just no for right now. And I want you to remember that. When somebody tells you no, that's not permanent. In no way is that permanent because those people are still stalking my Instagram. Those people, I see them looking at my Instagram story every single day. And you know how many people I have end up in my inbox just from Instagram stories? Like, girl, I've been following you forever. I'm like, yeah, girl, I know I messaged you 6 months ago and you told me you didn't want my products, but now you do. Like, that's just what you have to do. And they're like, oh, yeah, haha. I'm like, yeah, you could have been healthier a long time ago type thing. But that, like, it happens to me. And I hear a lot of you, like y'all say, like people tell me no, like no is okay. No is still growing your business at the end of the day. At least you're getting no's rather than not trying at all. So remember that. And another thing into branding yourself is don't be afraid to be who you really are. Get vulnerable with people. Like I said, I tell my story and that's a very vulnerable thing for me to talk about. And don't forget to post about you in your everyday life. Not everything has to be at works 24/7. Like it doesn't have to be because that's not why people follow you. So the next topic was, let's talk about customer care, all the things. Okay. So I have a lot of you asking me how I sign customers, how I sign so many customers. Hannah Reeves is on here. She is literally the customer signing queen. This girl signs 40 plus customers a month. Like she has, well, he's technically a newborn baby, but he's growing so fast. But she is the customer queen. She is so good at it and she's not afraid to put herself out there. And I think that's very important. As well as Brittany Sylvie. As much as she does not want to admit like how bomb she is, this girl literally has probably 2,000 volume underneath her that she has enrolled completely herself. She's been in this business like 2 months. You guys, like, you can do it. And she was the first to say like, I don't know if I can do this. She blew up my phone every single day and look at her now. Like she is on fire. She's going Ruby this month and I'm so excited. But what I do is I am a cold messenger. I cold message. I like it. I know some people don't like it, like good for them, whatever, but it works for me. And how I do that is I will go into Instagram, Facebook. I know I've touched base with this with some of you guys. But I'll go through on your Instagram. I don't know if you know this, but if you go to your following, there's like this little, let me turn my screen down. This little arrow thing right here. If you click on this, sorry, it's not working.
You can connect your phone if you want.
Last time I did that, it was just so slow.
Okay, that's fine.
It'll sort your friends list by earliest or latest of when you started following them. You guys, when I started this business, we didn't have that. This is a game changer. So I go to earliest, and then it'll sort my friends list out for me. So all the people at the top are like people I know, like my family and friends, and then my potentials are down. So every time I message a potential, I literally say, hey girl, I know this is so random, but I have a question for you. And then once I send that message, well, Jordan, she unfollows them. I at least give them time to message me back. But if they don't ever message me back,
I follow them the next round I go. Okay. I do wait a little bit.
I just lost my train of thought.
Give them a little time to read it.
Yeah. So my next round that I do, so I'll message 10 people just so Instagram doesn't block me. Like in an hour, I'll message 10 people on Instagram. And then the next hour, I'll message 10 more, and so on and so forth. And like I said, I know I talked to Allie about this yesterday, and when I told her my 6 list, she was like, that's a little overwhelming. That's a little stressful. But you guys have to remember, like, I've been in this for 2 years. So my 6 list now is way different than what my 6 list was even a year and a half ago. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I told her. Once you start like growing and you get the grasp of it and you understand what you can truthfully like handle and control and all the things, you'll see that you're capable of so much. But what I do is I say, hey girl, I know this is so random. I have a question for you. And if they're like, okay, what? I send a message. I'll literally read you exactly what message is. This is in our Team Freedom page too. But my next message is, I say, so I know this is random again because I'm always repetitive. I say, so I know this is random, but I was looking at your page and wondering if you'd like to try some of our products and give me your opinion on it. I think you would love our products and you seem super, super genuine. You'd get a huge discount for doing so. Would it be cool if I sent you some more info? So you're not right off the bat throwing it in their face. Like you're asking like if they'll take more info or not. And if they say yes, then I say, oh, okay, awesome. Like they're all natural products, and I give them a list of products, and they pick through it, da-da-da-da-da. So when I go back the next time to message or the next day, I'll unfollow all of those people who I talked to from the day before because I already have their messages, and you should have them all written down in a planner. Anybody who basically said like, yeah, I would love to try a product for you, or picked out a product, whatever, write them down, journal, planner, anything like that, just so you can keep up with them. Because like I said, I unfollow them. So we're not technically friends anymore. And that's just how I message. It works for me. I really just cold message on Instagram. I'm not a big cold messenger on Facebook, if I can talk. Basically what I do for messaging on Facebook is I make posts or statuses, whatever you want to call them, and I say, I have tons of keto coffee samples to send out. Who wants in? And they'll comment below and they're like, me. And then I message them and I say, hey girl, literally all you have to do to get this free sample of keto coffee is make a post on your Facebook wall for me. How does that sound? And they literally always say yes. Or like we do the host to post giveaways. Like this month we're giving away a Google Echo Show and then a gift card as well. So I'll post about that, and I'm like, if you want more info, comment below and I'll send you the deets, and they'll comment and I'll just do the same thing. And that's really how I go about messaging on Facebook. Some people cold message on Facebook. I just don't think that it works for me. Instagram is more of my jam. And then Hannah is very good at Facebook though too. If you want to ask her questions about Facebook, if you think that's like more up your alley, go for it. But I'm telling you guys, like, use all the social media platforms that you can. Like, social media is going to be your best friend, and I know that might freak some of you guys out. You just got to put yourself out there and do the damn thing, because if you don't, you're not doing everything you can to have income producing activities and things like that. So that's kind of like signing up customers. And then I want to tell you guys this, there is a difference between retail customers and loyal customers. I know a lot of you already know that. But we do have a lot of new people on here. Yeah, Hannah's the bomb at Facebook. A retail customer is just where somebody is going to buy a product once. That's it. And they're going to buy the most expensive price on your website. So like a cleanse loyal customer is $36. And then as I just got it backwards. No, loyal customers 36, retail customers 65. So they're going to spend $65 rather than $36. And so that's why one reason you always want to get people to do the loyal customer program is, number one, they're going to get cheaper pricing. Number two, they get 10% back on every single purchase that they make once their 3 months is complete. Number three, they have full access to workouts, meal recipes, all the things. And even if they turn their auto shipment off after 3 months, they still get your discounted price for life, which is absolutely huge. And then the 10% back, it's called perk points. And basically what they do is these perk points add up and they can go in. It's basically like free money for product. So they can go in, apply their perk points, and they'll just pay the difference of what their perk points don't pay for, which is super nice. And loyal customers, that's how you start building your residual income and things like that. So, and then last thing I want to touch on with customers is customer care. You guys, if you sign customers because you're all about to sign massive customers, I already know, I'm speaking it over you right now, let them know how much you appreciate them. Shoot them a thank you card in the mail. Do something. I send thank you cards to every single one of my customers. I don't care how many customers I sign and how long it takes me to write out thank you cards. I always do it. And what I do is, since I do have product at my house, I will send samples of other products that aren't in their auto shipment. So if somebody orders coffee in their thank you card, I'll have collagen or hydrate or greens or something in there so they can try other products. So they're more likely to never turn off their auto shipment, number one, because they're always wanting to try products. And number two, they're super likely to add on to their auto shipment, which equals more volume for you, which equals more money and all the things. So everybody's happy, right? So don't forget to take care of your customers. Typically, if I get a customer a week later, I message them and say, hey girl, like, have you got your product yet? I'm so excited for you. And we'll go from there. And then a month later, I reach back out to them. I'm like, hey girl, I'm so excited for you. Did you take that before picture? If not, let's go ahead and do it right now. I just like to remind them and just see how much they're liking their product, things like that. And so the next thing I want to talk to you guys about, because y'all have been so excited about this, is going Ruby. Ruby is huge. It's really the best thing ever, all right? So Ruby, this is what a Ruby chart looks like. You can find this in your eSuite. Go to Document Library, or you can go to our team page. What's the tab that it's under?
What?
The charts in the team
Files.
page? Yeah, go to Team Freedom, and there's a Files tab, and all of the charts are there. So I'm going to fill this out to where this kind of makes sense. So this is you right here, right? I can't see. This is you. So you yourself need to be commission qualified, okay? So that means you're either going to run an 80 BV auto shipment, but like I told all of you, you don't have to buy product unless you want to buy product, okay? Like, I'm not going to force you to do that or anything. So you're either going to run an 80 BV auto shipment. If you want to know how to do that, let me know. I can totally set that up for you. Or you're going to get 150 volume in customer orders, which if you guys are going for bonuses in 2019, which all of you are, you have to have 150 personal volume anyways, okay? And some of you are like, okay, Bailey, what's volume? So volume comes from each product. So like a cleanse is $36 and it's 36 BV. But like greens are $33, but it's only 30 volume. So if you have any more questions about that, about volume wise and everything, just ask me and I can totally go over it with you. But that's what volume is. Each product has a certain specific volume. So like I said, this is you. These are the 2 ways for you to get commission qualified. Super simple. And then we're going to find 3 people who want to do this business with you, okay? So we have Bailey, we have Jordan, and we have Sally. So this means when you have your boxes filled with people, that's what people call charted for your rank. That means you have the people there, you just don't have all the volume you need yet. Does that make sense? Tell me if I'm making sense, because I don't want to confuse anybody. And we can go over this like one-on-one with you guys. It doesn't matter. I will repeat this till the day I die. So Bailey here needs, technically, how do I want to do this? Okay, Bailey here needs 400 volume, okay? But let's say, we're going to keep it simple. So Bailey needs 400 volume, Jordan needs 400 volume, and Sally needs 400 volume, okay? So we're at 4, 8, 12. We're at, basically at, I can't do math. Huh?
1,200.
Plus their auto shipment. We're at 1,350. Okay. So I know you're like, that is a lot of volume, girl. Like, how am I supposed to get that? You also have to keep in mind that these people, potentially, they are working. Hopefully, they are working. But at the end of the day, if you have people on your team and they're not working, don't let that hold you back from a promotion. Like, do not let that ever hold you back, because you are so worthy of it. So say Bailey, Jordan, and Sally, they all got their 400 volume. You're commission qualified. You're like, okay, Bailey, I'm Ruby, but you're not yet. So what they did is they simplified our charts and our compensation plan and everything. So right now you're sitting at 1,350, right? But overall, even though all of your boxes are done, you need 2,000 volume. So it doesn't matter where that volume comes from. Like, it can come from you, it can come from these people, it doesn't matter. But overall, you have to have 2,000 volume plus all of your boxes done to hit Ruby, which, think about it. 2,000 volume is truthfully not a lot if you have 3 people under you helping you. And you guys, don't forget that if you sign a customer and you have people under you, you're already commission qualified, you can move those customers underneath your team member. So say I enrolled Jill as a customer. I enrolled Jill as a customer, and Sally needed 30 more volume, and coincidentally, Jilly ordered greens. All right, so I'm going to move my customer that I enrolled underneath Sally. That might sound so confusing, but like I said, we can go over this all one-on-one. I'm reading these. Brittany, if you don't have any extra product, what do you suggest sending with a thank you card? Literally cannot wait. Just send a thank you card. Like, let them know how much you appreciate them. Tell them, like, in the card how to use their product, things like that. You don't have to send out product if you do not have it by any means. But I don't mind giving you guys product to send out either, like, at all. So per month. So this is kind of why I hit on the loyal customer thing first, because think about this. If you enroll 2,000 volume this month, like brand new loyal customers, you're almost guaranteed to have that 2,000 volume for the next at least 2 months, right? So your volume, it resets every month, but it still carries over as these auto shipments run throughout the month. Does that make sense? Obviously, yes, people can cancel, turn off their auto shipments, but if we're talking like today, if you enrolled 2,000 volume, you're probably going to have it next month and the month after. And you also have to keep in mind is that we're constantly enrolling new customers. So we're constantly adding so much more volume. So you're good. And I look over your guys' charts all the time, things like that. But like I said, I want to get with each of you individually and sit down with you guys and like come up with a chart, a game plan, and everything like that. So hopefully that kind of made sense on Going Ruby. I'm really not that great at explaining things because I'm just like, So if you need more help, let me know. But I'm so excited for you guys. Do we have any questions so far? Any questions? If you got any questions, put them in the chat. If you're excited to go Ruby, Emerald, Diamond, Double, all the things, I want to see your excitement in the chat. Say, I'm so excited. Are you laughing? No. Oh, okay. I don't think so. Tell me. So excited. I freaking love this, y'all. I love you guys so much. So, what do you mean, can they leave? So basically what Amber said is she has three distributors underneath her. Can they leave? The only way they can technically leave is if they cancel their account, which they would have to call customer service to do, which nobody ever does that. Like if they don't have their eSuite running, if they don't have an auto shipment running, they technically think that they just walked off. So one thing that is great about this business is when you join it, you have no strings attached. You can get up and quit at any time and be done. So Amber, like I said, you have 3 people underneath you. You have 3 distributors. So technically you're charted for Ruby. Don't ever leave those people out. Like I have so many people on my team that do not work, but anytime I have a Zoom going, anything like that, I still send them the same message that I send all of you guys. Like I don't ever leave them in the dark just because they quit, because you never know when they're going to come back. You never know when they're going to realize how much they really needed this business. So I just let them still know that I'm always there for them. But like I said, if you have a couple people on your team not working, don't let that hold you back from your promotion. Because Amber, if like you are so worthy of going Ruby and getting this paycheck because you have worked so hard and busted your butt for, so you're going to do this. And then, yeah, it still counts. Yeah, it still counts. So we can go over that when we, like I'll do a FaceTime with all of y'all with your Ruby charts and we can go over, you know, like everybody individually so it makes sense. But I have your guest speaker. And I'm so excited. A lot of you have seen her on Zoom, but she hasn't like told her story to you guys yet because a lot of you are new. Some of you know her, but here she is.
I hope y'all know me. What's up, you guys?
That's awkward, sorry.
Okay, so she wanted me just to hop on here and just tell y'all my story. Yeah, that's awkward. That makes me uncomfortable. I don't like that.
Okay, go.
So, anyways, she wanted me to just hop on here and tell y'all my story and kind of where I came from and, you know, how I'm able to be here and the things that I had to go through back in the day. So yeah, 3 years ago, let's see, that was 2016. I had just moved out, and just a little backstory really quick. So I really never pursued anything I really wanted. My dad was sick with cancer for 7 years. And so whenever I graduated high school, he was still really sick and all my friends left for college. And my deepest desire, y'all, was to go just get out of my town. Like I've always wanted to do that. I was dating my high school sweetheart and he wanted to leave out of town and he actually stayed too because I was staying. And, you know, all my decisions were really never mine. And so long story short, you know, I lost my father. I stayed home with my mom for a year, finally decided to go pursue school. And so I went to UNT, which is funny because I left home, but I was literally like 40 minutes down the road. But it's about as good as I could do, just still be close to my mom. And so I went to UNT and y'all, it's hard. I didn't have a job. I was living off a credit card and I can't even believe I did that to begin with. I had a $4,000 limit and my rent was $650, really $690 after internet and everything. And I remember just $690 coming out every single month. And that was like the minimum. That wasn't my groceries and my gas and everything. So I was like 3 months in and I was kind of like, holy crap. Like, because I also paid for school. I didn't get financial aid. So I literally had a budget of $4,000 until I like had to go get a job. And so I used to donate plasma. Y'all literally have a hole in my arm where you can see where I donated so much because I was so broke. And I was donating plasma and they offered me a job. So it was such a God thing. Got a job at the plasma center. And even then, y'all, I thought I had a big girl job. Like they started me off at like $13 an hour. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. $13 an hour.
Yeah, seriously. I was like, oh my God, this is the most money I've ever made in my life. And I was like, oh, I'm going to be able to like do all the things. Like get my nails done. I'm going to be able to get my hair done again. Like, you know, I was just so excited. And what I quickly realized is that literally did not pay me enough at all. Because obviously I wasn't even really full time then because I was still going to school and I just still struggled. And I ended up having to go full time, and I started taking less school. So I was kind of transitioning into this like work, and less school, which was not my plan at all. And I saw a girl posting on social media about this business. And, it's so crazy, y'all. Y'all probably don't know this, but I tried wraps 3 years before I saw this opportunity again. A girl down the road was selling them, but I don't know what I was, because I picked them up off her front porch. So I have no idea. But it was weird because it was auto drafted. So I'm like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what the heck she was doing, but
that's weird.
Yeah, I know. So I do remember I got charged for 3 months, and I honestly, now I'm like, did I pay all 3 months up front? I don't know. It was so weird. But anyways, I bought wraps and defining gel. It was a wrap pack. And one of my best friends stole my defining gel from me, and I never saw it again. And I just remember because we're not friends anymore, and I was pissed because I wanted my defining gel back. So that's the only thing I knew about this business, was I was like, I really like those products. She never offered me the business. And so anyways.
Did she ever check back in with you?
No.
Let's talk about customer care.
She literally would be like, your products are on the porch. And I would just go run down the road and go get them. It was so weird. So sketchy. She's actually a really sketchy person now. So she's doing some kind of sketch business. But anyways, moving on. No point. Check in with your customers. Ask them to be reps. Y'all.
Don't have them pick up their product on the porch.
That either. But y'all, ask your customers VDTs, because I was so desperate. Even then, like, I had just graduated high school back then, but man, my family was such a big why of mine. And if I could have helped out in any way on top of what I was doing, like, I would have done it. So anyways, I was talking to our upline, and I was like, what are you doing? Because you just said you're about to make a $10,000 check. Like, I don't believe that part, but I just need to know how to make 50 to 100. She was like, well, tell me a little bit about your life. Like, where are you at right now? And I told her, and she's like, girl, this is perfect for you. Like, you can do this in your free time, and she's like, at least try. And it was that morning, and I was like, I don't even have the money to do this. Like, I don't. And so I was like, I'll just text her after work. Worst day of my life, y'all. Like, I ended up having to work an hour and a half later. I got put on literally all the biohazard bins, which literally were double my size. And everyone went home early. And so I had literally 10 biohazard bins all by myself. It was horrible. You guys don't even know what that means. But it was just a bad night. Those days where you're like doing all the things that you weren't supposed to be doing that day, and you're just like, this sucks. And I remember getting in the car, and I had to be at school at 8 a.m. the next morning. I was literally on my way home. It was 11 p.m. at night. I messaged our upline, and I said, I'm doing this. I have to do this. I'm done. I'm fed up. And so God really put me in a place of desperation. And I think he needed me to have that terrible day for me to have the guts to do this, because I had no idea what I was doing. So I joined, and y'all, it was so crazy. I was just like ignorance on fire. She had said, go get, 4 customers. If you get 4 customers within 72 hours, I'll get you a free shirt. I was like, I like free stuff. Like, okay. And so I was ready. Like, I started talking to everybody, and I didn't get my 4 in my 72 hours. And I remember being so irritated because I got 4 the very next day. But I got my 4 customers. I got my shopping spree. I bought lots of product. Y'all, I started using this product. My dogs might bark. I'm sorry. But I started using these products so religiously. And I cannot tell you the amount of results I had. And that's exactly what got me customers, is I was such a product of the product. And about maybe a few months in, I actually stopped working the business because I just didn't understand. I was like, yeah, I got my few customers. I made, I think within the 2 months, I had made a little over $200. And it was enough to pay my minimum fee of my credit card. And that's what I was happy with. I did not know how to dream, y'all. I did not know how to expand my mind in this business. Katie Duke reached out to me, and she said, girl, I know like we haven't really kept in touch. That's who I was placed under. And she said, I know we haven't kept in touch, but do you want this $10,000 bonus? And I'm like, what? And she's like, there's a $10,000 bonus. And I was like, I mean, I guess, like, how would I get that? It was to go diamond. I'm a distributor. Okay. This was in August. I joined in March. So I had all summer of nothing. And literally, no joke, I said, yes. Like, I freaking want this. And so I don't know why, but that day I said, y'all, I'm going diamond. I'm getting a $10,000 bonus, and I don't know how.
Knocking everything over.
It's fine. I was like, I don't know how, but I'm going to do it. And so I claimed it in August. I claimed it in September. I claimed it in October. I claimed it in November. Y'all, I was 3 volume away from hitting executive and not even knowing it. I missed it by 3 volume because I didn't know how to chart. I didn't know what I was doing. All I did was claim this rank. I ended up going Ruby in December. And this whole time I'm still claiming Diamond. And I'm like, the bonuses are over. I did not hit Diamond. And it took me 9 months to go Ruby. And I was like, I'm really sad I didn't go Diamond, but I was like, I could not believe how much growth I had, even in the midst of the time of 9 months where I thought I was failing over and over. So I know this is a really long story, but I just want you guys to know that this life I have now is from so many fails. So many times that I thought it wasn't working for me. So anyways, I went Ruby in 9 months. And I remember thinking like, this is the best thing ever. Like I didn't even care that I didn't go Diamond. I was late to New Year's Eve. It was December 31st. I was late to New Year's Eve and all my friends were like, dude, where have you been? I'm like, I just went Ruby. Like I'm going to make an extra $500 a month. And they're like, oh, cool. Okay. Well, literally it's past midnight. Like what's up? And I'm like, it's fine. Like whatever. I didn't even care. And I will say my very first Ruby check was not $500. And I was like, well, that kind of sucked. But at the same time, I said, my goal wasn't Ruby. Like my goal was Diamond. And at the same time, I had gotten a raise. I was very thankful. And I was like, I'm not going to sit here and like kind of have a pity party about my paycheck whenever my paycheck was never, because I had the mindset of Diamond. So my mindset was $2,000. So I was like, this is just a stepping stone. Like my small paychecks right now are each brick laying on top of each other to get to the top. So I was super pumped. I went Emerald the very next month, y'all. I went Ruby Emerald in 1 month in January. And I was like, yes, oh, don't you worry. I'm going Diamond next month. I was like, I'm not stopping. Went to conference, my very first conference. I had never been more pumped and excited. And I ended up losing rank after conference. I went back down to Ruby and I was like, well, this is great. This is embarrassing. Like they brought back the bonuses, the $10,000 bonus and more. And now I'm losing rank. I'm like, what is happening? I took maybe 1 hour of just like, what do I do? Whatever. And then I don't know what happened. I was like, forget this. Diamond has always been the goal. Like Diamond has been the goal. So I ended up going Diamond that month. After I lost rank, I went Diamond in March, earned the $10,000 bonus, y'all. Finally, after claiming it for so long, everyone finally got to see me, receive it. And I ended up going double the very next month, y'all, and earned a $30,000 bonus. So literally in the matter of 4 months, I earned a $40,000 bonus. I went from $400 to $4,000 in the midst of 4 months. I remember just thinking I remember crying. Actually, I was blow drying my hair on, it was like April 7th or 8th. And I opened my commission check and I turned off my hair dryer and I just sat in my bathroom floor and cried. Because $4,000 was like lottery money to me. That was not even existent from my phone ever. Like even with my full-time job, all the tears I had in my other job, like never in my life did I think I could make this. And so I don't know, y'all, something just lit a fire in me. And I knew that I was going to be an ambassador in this business. I quit my job. I became full-time It-Works girl. I still had school. And during that time, y'all, I do want you to know I had 2 jobs. I was a daycare teacher. I worked at the Plasma Center. And then I also was at 3 different college campuses when I was going Emerald and Diamond, all 45 minutes apart. Like at one point, I was literally going to 2 of my jobs and 3 different campuses in one day. My entire business was spent working in my car and in the bathrooms. Like that's literally where I spent most of my business and like working. So yeah, I mean, y'all probably have already known the rest of it, but like a year later I went triple and I started seeing some big bucks with that. And I was just like, this is crazy. This is just insane. And y'all, to this day, I'm still making the highest checks I've ever made that I just I can't even fathom. And y'all, like, I wish I could go back sometimes because y'all have such an opportunity to share your journey. Like my journey is not that it's over, but that beginning journey is over for me. Like I can't claim I'm quitting my job anymore. I can't claim, the only thing I can really claim right now is my debt, buying things in cash. But people resonate with gaining more time and really resonating with that extra $500. It's really hard for someone to fathom $10,000 to $12,000 a month. So use this time wisely. Like, share, be vulnerable, be loud. If you make $100 paycheck, you better be shouting from the rooftops. If you're making an extra $75, you better be shouting from the rooftops, because that is what got me distributors. But yeah, I mean, I've been able to pay off credit cards. Obviously, y'all see I travel every month. That was a desire of mine. I remember going to work and being like, if I could just get on a plane and go anywhere, I would go. I was like, I don't even care if it's to a nasty place. Like, I just want to get away. I've always been that way. I've always just loved to go see new places. And now that's what I do. Like, I travel every single month to a new city just because I can. And it's just been the biggest blessing. So, and now I have a crazy huge team. So it's fun. Yeah. That's my story.
So hopefully y'all liked Jordan. Just kidding.
Oh, okay.
So I just want to end this with letting Jordan's story sink in with you, letting my story sink in with you. And like I said, I want you guys to truthfully sit down with a pen and a piece of paper, write down your short-term goals, your long-term goals. Y'all, I cannot speak English today. Words are hard. Long-term I'm done. Goals, and all the things, because like I said, I feel like when you really put things out into the universe, they happen a lot faster. They happen more frequently, and things like that. But last thing, can everybody show their face for a second? Everybody? Can you hear me? Katie? Amanda? I need to see your faces. Oh, there's Brittany. Come on, Amanda. It's okay, girl.
Looks like her thing is on, though.
She said horrible.
It normally has a thing in front of it.
I know. That's what I thought. Jenna, you got a customer? Yay!
Go, girl.
She said how, though. Let me stop recording this.